Every country has its moment. It's time to shine.
When the universe conspires, planets align.
Scotland invites you, our stage is set.
For one brilliant year we'll never forget.
A homecoming to celebrate all that we are. Countless events, parties near and far.
We welcome the world to come and to share, so you too can say, yes, I was there.
Good evening and welcome back to the International Hockey Centre here in Glasgow. It's the fourth and final quarter-final match of this Women's Champions Challenge, brought to you live and exclusive on FIH TV. USA against India is the match coming up for you now. But let's quickly remind ourselves of what's been happening here earlier today. So the day started with table toppers Korea against Ireland, and a bit of a shock result there as Korea, who many fancied as the pre-favourite tournament, so defeated 2-1. That was followed by another upset in the second quarter final. Belgium defeated 3-2 in a dramatic game against Spain on penalties. In the match we've just seen, South Africa 2, Scotland 1. The hosts dominating possession through much of the game, but unable to find the breakthrough and really paying the penalty in that match for an early goal conceded in the first half, and then again almost a repeat at the start of the second half. A battling performance from the hosts, but to no avail. And that means that 3 of our 4 semi-finalists are now known to us. South Africa will take on Ireland in semi-final 1, and in semi-final 2, Spain will take on the winners of this match coming up just now. USA going into this match as the heavy favourites. India yet to record a victory in the Champions Challenge so far, and they've been on the end of a couple of heavy defeats to Scotland, 4-0, and then of course last night to Belgium, where they were defeated by 5-0. There you can see the route to the quarter-finals for both teams. The United States with that win against Spain in their opening match, then the loss to South Africa, a win over Ireland, and as I say, heavy favourites tonight against India. And there you can see India only 2 goals in their 3 games in that opening match against Korea, a match in which Korea were utterly dominant, putting 4 past them, 4 for Scotland, 5 for Belgium. It's really a very negative goal difference in the pool stages for India, and they'll be looking to improve on those performances tonight. So tonight's coverage is brought to you by Scottish Hockey and their event partners, Glasgow Life, Events Scotland, NCS, Ginger Grouse, Hero and the Government of Argentina. And of course we are, as ever, grateful for their support in allowing us to bring you this coverage live and exclusive. And remember, of course, we do also want to hear from you. We'd like to hear from you on Twitter, and you can reach us at FIH_hockey, and the hashtag, as you can see on your screen there, is CC1. So if you're a US hockey fan or an Indian hockey fan, and whatever hour of the day it is where you're watching, wherever you are in the world, tweet us and let us know what you think of the tournament so far, either this game, any of the games, or the coverage, and we'll do our best to read out a selection of your comments at half-time. Well, delighted to be joined in the commentary box for today's game again by Stephen Finlitter, Irish journalist and commentator on hockey. He's arrived in Glasgow today and has been here with us at the International Hockey Centre enjoying a feast of hockey. And first 2 games today really threw up a couple of upsets, Stephen, and for your native Ireland, a really fantastic result starting off the day against Korea.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible stuff. It's Darren Smith, the Irish coach, hailed it as his biggest ever victory since he's taken over the job in the last 2 years. They ended up 2-1 winners over Korea, the world number 8 side, with Ireland being ranked number 15. I mean, is a particularly impressive one there. Then Belgium had you know, I did reasonably high hopes for them in this tournament, and yeah, they ended up falling on penalties to Spain, who would have been ranked as outsiders in that one. So yeah, anything can happen.
Certainly can. What's your reading of this game? India, as I said in the introduction to the programme, really struggled so far. Big smiles on their faces as they're introduced to what remains of our audience here at the International Hockey Centre. But I mean, they've really got to pick up their game today to salvage some pride, if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, the US have definitely been on the evidence of pool play. USA should win this at a canter. They by far the stronger side of the two so far. I mean, obviously the goals that they've shipped, the lack of goals that they scored, India. You know, I mean, that's it's a bit of a portent of worry for them. USA, you know, good, sharp, reasonably functional outfit. They've got a decent amount of players that have played in the Olympics. I think they should do win.
So the national anthem of the USA. Stars of India. Banner waving for the United States. So the two teams complete the pre-match formalities, and there's just time to take you through the team sheets before pushback. Starting with the United States. So the United States squad there that travelled here to Glasgow on your screen. The starting lineup today: number 5, Melissa Gonzalez; number 8, Rachel Dawson; number 10, Jill Wittmer; number 12, Julia Reinprecht; number 14, Katie Reinprecht; number 18, Michelle Cassold; number 19, Caroline Nichols; number 21, Paige Zelensky; number 23, Caitlin Falkowski; number 27, Lauren Crandall; and number 31, the goalkeeper, Jackie Kinser; and the coach, Craig Parnham. And India: number 3, Eka; number 8, Tokchom; number 11, Savita in goals; number 14, the captain, Ritu Rani; number 15, Poonam Rani; number 16, Vandana Katriaya; number 17, Deepika; number 19, Topo; number 26, Anita Lakra; number 31, Lalima Mintz; and finally number 32, Manjit Kaur, and their coach, Neil Hawgood. So as always, we battle against the venue PA here at the International Hockey Centre as it pumps out of a selection of often questionable music. It will mean nothing to the teams as they prepare for pushback in this fourth and final quarter-final match. The United States against India. The United States going from left to right. And the United States get us underway, but it's India first with possession. Kateria now down this left-hand side, running into a bit of trouble and conceding possession early on. So US bring the ball away down this left-hand side. And it's Julia Reinprecht down this right-hand side now. Off to Jill Vidmar. Umpire just forcing the United States to take that again. And Katie Reinprecht now on the right for the USA. Just crossing the baseline there before she could get the ball in. And the game's just going to take a couple of minutes to settle down, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not at the start that the last game has, with South Africa already being in front at this stage in the game, with Shelley Russell scoring after just about 45 seconds or so. I mean, it's natural that these games, given the quarter-final, it's the first knockout game that both of them have played in this tournament, that there might be a few early nerves.
So Reinprecht and Melissa Gonzalez just applying the pressure down there. Feature of yesterday's game between India and Belgium was that the Belgians applied a lot of early pressure to India, and the USA obviously have picked up on that and are approaching the game in a similar manner. Still Vidmar now to the baseline, driving into the D, looking to cut it back. Well defended by Deepika. And she clears for India. Off the left-hand wing for India, Deepika and the captain Ritu Rani. Stephen, really the driving force for this Indian team with their experience. Yeah, but we can already see that the USA have taken the early initiative. I mean, they're attacking then his right hand predominantly so far with the Reinprecht sisters, and you know, they've certainly made a little bit of a statement of intent with a couple of incursions into the circle, with Whitmer looking like she's particularly dangerous down that right-hand side. A little bit of space opened up for Vandana Kateria there down the left, but she's unable to capitalise. And America have the free hit. They're able to play it across the back and out down this left-hand side now. India now across the back, and Williama Mintz on the left, looking for play ahead of her, but she's forced back. And the ball will presumably would have gone along the back, but instead the long ball through midfield, looking for the captain Ritu Rani. And, her first time touch takes the ball out of play down in this near side corner. An American come away with the ball with Dawson. Dawson now looking for space on the left, none appearing. Comes back to the right to Gonzalez now. Gonzalez turns under pressure, and India turn the ball over. The game just struggling to find an early rhythm. As the US look for the spaces again down that left-hand side with Caroline Nichols. Good control from Nichols. And the ball in the middle, and an early chance for the US. And India clear. Good ball into the D, Stephen. Yeah, it was a smart enough touch by Jill Whitmer. She realised she was kind of going against the grain of the ball, so she decided to try and flip it in behind the goalkeeper there. And but she didn't get quite the perfect touch to actually get the momentum for the ball to spin over the line. But yes, a smart enough move. I'm interested actually just to see how the US are going to set up their press. They used a very clever one against Ireland in the early stages of this competition, whereas they look to be sitting a bit deeper today. And so I'm just interested in how that plays out as time goes on. Julia Reinprecht just unable to control that ball. And India have possession with Kateria down this right, and she's released Tok Chom in the left corner. Can she turn inside? No. She will get the long corner though. Mayang Bam on now for India. Releases the ball back to Kateria, but her reverse stick cross into the D comes to nothing. Goes behind harmlessly. The USA just take the time, pick their options. Deepika now for India with a long aerial ball forward. But Tok Chom unable to control that. Katie Reinprecht trying to turn on the ball, but unable to, and Sister Julia now picks up possession, wearing that distinctive protection on the head. Now USA driving into the D down this right-hand side again. Good persistence there from Katie O'Donnell, who had a fantastic game earlier in this tournament, scoring for the USA.
Yeah, Katie's one of the kind of stars of the forward line for the USA. She was particularly impressive again.
And she's got a little bit of space to work with on this right-hand side, but she leaves the responsibility to Kathleen Sharkey on the right, putting pressure now on the Indian defenders. Ritu Rani, the captain, trapped in the corner. She plays the ball off Sharkey's foot, and India can come away.
Yeah, they're under a bit of pressure, and that, you know, they've let slip maybe one or two kind of good field positions, but at this point, I mean, the goalkeeper hasn't had a huge amount to do at this stage. I mean, obviously we're only about 8 minutes in, but yeah, USA, I think as time goes on and the legs get a bit more tired, I think the goalkeeper's going to be called into action quite a bit more.
Long ball forward there from Deepika, out of defence, evades everybody. Lauren Crandall can restart for the States, takes the aerial route out to the left. Great ball out to the left, finding Michelle Castled on that left-hand side, plays it to the top of the D and inside, and a great opportunity there for Katie Reinprecht. She opted for the pass there, Stephen, when perhaps maybe a reverse stick shot might have been on.
Yeah, it's just plain and simple, too unselfish for me. I mean, at this stage, she can shoot there, but she decides to try and pick out O'Donnell at the left post rather than just having a go and seeing what Savita's made of.
You can see from the expression on her face, she perhaps knew that was an opportunity gone begging.
Yeah, and I mean, there was also a player on the right post as well who, you know, whilst was making up a bit of ground, it might have also moved the goalkeeper out of position. So there were a couple of options there that were not the one that she took.
Here's Katie Reinprecht again, this time breaking down the left-hand side, looking for options in the middle. And again, O'Donnell lurking in the box. There's Julia Reinprecht now, trying to force the ball into the D, but India can clear. Good cut inside by number 21, Yandala. She plays the ball out to the right. But it's miscontrolled, but India win the ball back immediately with Mayang Bam. And again, that comes to nothing. Just a hurriedness about some of India's passing at the moment. First time ball out to the left. Finds Michelle Castled, and the ball up the wing to Kathleen Sharkey. Again, Sharkey looking for that ball inside, this time to Michelle Vitesse. USA poking and prodding, looking for the spaces in this Indian defence. Found a couple already. How long before they can take advantage of them? USA back in possession and space out here on the right for Kolacecic. She can spread the play out to O'Donnell, who has room to manoeuvre. She'll get the long corner down in that far side for Vitesse. Looking for Kolacecic again on the baseline, but just squeezed for space. Good defending by India.
Yeah, at this stage, I mean, USA are certainly making all the running at this point. Like you say, India are looking particularly nervy. They're giving away some cheap ball at this point, whereas USA, it just hasn't quite come together for them. I mean, like they've had two very good chances so far, but it hasn't just come together.
Here's O'Donnell now driving into the D. Good tackle. And India come away again, but immediately under pressure. Kathleen Sharkey showing good persistence down there in the corner, preventing a quick break on that right-hand side for India. And continues with Katie O'Donnell to press, and they get the turnover. O'Donnell still with possession down in that left-hand side. And the ball ricochets off the corner flag. O'Donnell now again. Very direct, O'Donnell. She's not afraid to attack these Indian defenders.
And why not? She's got the skills. I mean, at this point, it looks like the US have decided they've sensed a bit of blood, and they've decided to go to a much fuller press, and they forced a few mistakes just going around the back there with two very high attackers, and so might draw a bit of fruit.
So Castle, though, just misplaces that pass, and all of a sudden there's a 3-on-2 for India. The return ball to Vandana Kataria. She's got some space in the D. Can't get the shot away. Definitely comes off the foot there of Kataria. A little bit of a let-off there for the Americans. Castle just with that misplaced pass in the midfield, giving India just a first opportunity really to attack the USD.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Kataria actually drive a lot faster at the circle there. She seemed to almost kind of slow down and try and tempt the defender to come back in. And so it allowed them time to get the defensive block in, whereas I think there's definitely a chance if she pushed it a bit further out in front of her to get a reverse stick shot off and test Jackie Kinser.
Ryan Precht again on this right-hand side with that. The head protection, protective headwear was the phrase I was looking for earlier. Although in these temperatures, Stephen, it might as well be a winter warmer. And here's Wittmer now. Wittmer on the right-hand side with Zelensky inside her. Can she find her? Drives along the baseline, but nothing doing, just miscontrols it. Out of play. A slightly rueful smile there.
Ah, yeah. I mean, she was again in behind the back, but it was nicely defended. She was shadowed over the end line, and chance goes a begging. On the headgear factor there, there's been quite a few fancy bits of work going on. Shirley McKay for the Irish team has got a serious second rowers type look going on with the two black bands around.
She certainly does. It's been commented on a number of times up here in the commentary box. She took I think it was a stick to the head actually in the opening game for Ireland. And she seemed quite determined to play on despite the injury, but the blood pouring from her forehead told a different story, and the physio quite rightly took her off to have that attended to, but showed great determination in the second game and came out and had a tremendous performance. So, and India themselves have had a couple of head injuries as well. It's a very physical game, but played thus far this week in tremendous spirit between all the teams.
Melissa Gonzalez just done there for what I can only assume is a stick shield, and she didn't seem to complain too much. Basically, she seemed to get into a very good position on the left baseline and was looking to kind of flip the ball across the circle, but put her stick in the way of and the defender won the free.
So the USA with a chance to get the ball to the top of the D, and Gonzalez again with the ball. And she can find Vitesse on this left-hand side. Can she get the ball in? Controls it on the baseline, looks to turn, does so, cuts it back. Just not quite enough in it there, but Gonzalez in, battling again, gets back control of the ball. And to Emily Wold, and then out to the right, and the shot comes in. Good save there by Savita, and goals for India. Comfortable save.
Comfortable save, but a very smart move. It all started with Michelle Vatise's clever bit of work, and then that's a lovely crossfield pass by Wold, giving Kolejachik the chance there. And, you know, it's gone straight at her, but she's done well to kind of evade any of the incoming attackers and limit any rebound chance.
I don't know how much of India you've had the chance to see, Stephen, since this tournament started, but they've had a tactic of swapping goalkeepers exactly halfway through each half. Obviously giving them experience, and this match is coming up and tournaments coming up for them to consider. But Savita normally starts the game, and then Yogita Bali comes on halfway through the half. And both goalkeepers, despite the heavy scorelines, have to a large extent demonstrated some excellent skill over the course of the tournament, although they've been slightly let down perhaps by some of the players in front of them at times.
Just on the swapping goalkeepers at half time, I think Ireland did it a couple of times in the group stages, and I can see it being a kind of a group stage kind of tactic rather than a knockout stages kind of one. I think maybe they'll know who their number one goalkeepers at this stage, and probably stick with it for the remainder of the competition.
Another crude challenge there by Neha Goyal. Presents possession to the USA, but they can't do anything with it. And now Lily Mayangbam has the opportunity to bring it down the left. Goyal challenging in there alongside Topo. Definitely not back five there, and sharp whistle from the umpire.
Surprised the umpire didn't make a statement there, maybe throw a green card out and suggest that that's not on, breaking down the play and slowing it up.
It was quite deliberate as well,
yeah,
Stephen.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, maybe they're going to go easy on it in this game, or maybe we're just going to get the big cards out later.
More like a football challenge, that, from Goyal. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt and say she was off balance. So Deepika now. Can count herself slightly fortunate there that Zelensky didn't dispossess her in what would have been a dangerous position for India. A lot of players up the pitch for India here. And Eka looks for the long ball down the left to Kataria, can't find her. India will keep possession. Kataria with a few words for the umpire there, and I suspect probably for her teammate as well. Here she is now, turning one way then the other. And that's great defence by the US, and the chance to break now for Katie Reinprecht, looking out to the left. Finds Paige Zelensky, but the USA concede possession once more. Just that early rhythm for the US just broken down a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely abated at this point. India are defending well. They're forcing USA wide and staying on their feet in the circle to make life very difficult. And so as a result, the game's lost quite a bit of shape.
A couple of substitutions for the US as Falgowski and Sharkey come on. Gonzalez is back on. Walden Zelensky take a breather. India will have possession on the far side of the pitch. Rita Rani there, you can see on your screen the Indian captain. Really the player that India look to most to start their moves, to create the opportunities. Experienced player. I think, though, one of the features, Stephen, of this Indian team has to be the lack of goals. Only 2 in their 3 pool matches. And we haven't really seen anything so far in this match that would challenge the assumption that goals in this game could be a struggle for them as well.
Yeah, I mean, they did have just the one clear opportunity with Kataria, but she dithered.
Ball into the D by Dawson. Gets possession again for Castle to cross from the far side. Castle takes the ball from the side. And it comes back to Stephanie Fee at the back, but she's given away possession very cheaply there, and India can break again. An excellent ball in from Rita Rani. Finds Tokchom in the middle, driving forward, and she's going to win the corner.
Yeah, definite corner there. Lauren Crandall has just completely missed the ball. She's got the axe out and chopped down the Indian attacker, and yeah, I don't think there's too many clearer penalty corners in that kind of situation, is it?
Just take a look at that again. It was a great drive by Tokchom, yeah, and Crandall just cutting right across her there.
I mean, it was a great move by Chan Chan, bursting through the middle, and yeah, it was a good counter, and that's if they're going to sit back and play on the counter, that might be their way forward here.
The move has thrown up one little inconsistency, of course, in our presentation, Stephen, and that's the naming of the Indian players, because some of them have the team sheet we have, of course, gives us different surnames to the names on the back of the shirt. So Chan Chan there, Tokchom Chan Chan is who we were referring to, of course. Number 8 for India. So short corner, and it's Eka with the shot, and deflected away.
Yeah, smart move, looking for the deflection, but it just didn't come off there. USA defending it well.
Yandala now with the ball back across the D, and that will go harmlessly wide. And just before that short corner, Stephen, Rita Rani, as we see in the screen there, sent to the naughty step. Sinbin, did you spot that?
To be honest, no. She was pushing out the corner, and maybe she faked it, but to be honest, faked the push out. But to be honest, beyond that, I'm really not sure.
Been informed by the technical delegate to our left that it was for not waiting 40 seconds, or for not being ready within the 40 seconds for the short corner. My apologies. USA now in the D. There's a rather wild reverse stick shot, high and wide from Sharkey.
Yeah, it was a nice little shimmy onto her left-hand side, and she'd open up a very good space to, she'd sold her defender a dummy and opened up a good space to shoot. But like you say, it's a pretty wild shot.
Manjit Kaur turning into trouble on the right-hand side. And, eliciting nothing more than a push in the back there from the robust Neha Goyal. But India have possession back, and it's Leilima Mins in the middle. She'll need to turn back, however, to Deepika, and back to Leilima. And a good ball out to the right there. Finds a bit of space for Navneet Kaur. And they're still with possession, but great tackle there, and now a chance possibly for a break for the US. Sharkey with the ball, tries to release O'Donnell through the middle. Doesn't find the player though. And Leilima here for India, looking for a way out. Slightly overcooked pass, asking a little bit much of Yandala there. Deepika again for India. Long ball all the way up, and Crandall just happy to let that one pass through.
I think India coach Neil Hallgood will be reasonably satisfied with how this has gone so far after initial bouts of pressure from USA.
And here is a chance now for India, as Yandala brings the ball to the edge of the D, looking for Poonam Rani, who lifts the ball straight into the path of the US defender. And once again, a promising little bit of space for India breaks down. They might win the ball back here though. The left-hand side, O'Donnell and Deepika competing. And Deepika comes off best on this occasion. As India ring the changes, Monica goes off. And Sunita Lakra on for India. Deepika again now with the ball on the left-hand side, looking for options. Back to Grace, and across the pitch she goes to Manjit Kaur. Now down this right-hand side with Topo. Topo looking for the driven ball long into the D. Doesn't make it, but it's come back out to India. And they still have possession. No options really ahead of Sunita Lakra there, either left or right. Play very central. And the ball is going to come all the way back to the Indian defence, to Deep Eka. And back out, and Deepika again now on this left-hand side. Looks for the aerial ball. Doesn't manage it. And Kolajecic now can find space down the right for Vitmer. Vitmer unable to capitalise, but she's still fighting. She wins possession back. A little bit of obstruction there maybe from the Indian defender.
Yeah, perhaps USA might want to vary their attacks up. I think they've actually got more joy when they've been attacking down the left-hand side, but they seem to attack predominantly around down the right, where the Indians seem to be particularly strong.
So it's Sharkey now looking for the space. Raises an optimistic hand. Looking for a short corner. Nothing doing. And Fee now has the ball for the United States. Trying to play the ball into the middle, but finding a row of Indian players, and that row of Indian players is now looking to break down the right with Kataria. And once again, Kataria just showing a hesitancy there. Options right and left of her down this touchline. And just unable to make up her mind really which pass she wanted to pick. Deepika now trying to drive the ball down the left. But it's Falgovski for the US able to come away. And Gonzalez lays the ball back to Kolajecic. Huge clearance there from Deepika down all the way down the pitch. That was a...
Yeah, but initially it was a very good tackle to break up the US attack down the right-hand side. Deepika has been probably one of the more impressive players so far for India at the back, and certainly making her presence felt.
So the firm of Reinprecht and Reinprecht to get the USA out of that little bit of pressure. Now they've got a bit of space down this left-hand side with Gonzalez unable to turn. Gets the decision in her favour though. Perhaps slightly fortunately. She'd quite clearly lost control of the ball there. USA again taking the ball to the baseline with Vitmer, but unable to make anything of it. And India with Neha Goyal on that far side looking for a way out, but there were no options upfield there at all for the Indian defence. Everybody behind the ball.
Yeah, I mean, the way they defended the attack down the left-hand side there, they used 3 or 4 players to crowd around and really give the US no space, but the upside of that is that there was nobody anywhere forward for them to actually outlet the ball to.
So Stephanie Fee now on this right-hand side. That's a poor pass. India have possession again, and it's Goyal coming back to Manjit Kaur. It'll go all the way back and along the line again. Back to Kaur. And into Sunita Lakra. Good skills down that right-hand side. Oh, but crosses the sideline, unfortunately.
Lakra might be one of the players that India look to in their when they're going forward. She seemed to have been fairly prolific in the build-up games to this competition, getting about three goals in their 3 games building up to the Champions Challenge. Albeit she hasn't fired fully in this one, but maybe she'll be the outlet going forward.
So here's a little bit of space for Reinprecht to run into and find Zelensky down this right-hand side. That's a good run from Zelensky, but just overruns it again. Just for both teams, I think, Stephen, just sometimes that moment of releasing the ball, of knowing when to release the ball, of being able to look up and spot the pass, just escaping both teams as they try to put their attacks together.
Yeah, I mean, neither side has really put anything of note together majorly. There was a couple of US attacks where they swung the ball around the circle quite nicely, a nice patient build up down the left, which led to the College A-Chick shot. But beyond that, maybe they're lacking that extra pass to move the defenders around and create that space.
Dawson helps Zelensky out. Back to Crandall and then down the left-hand side via Dawson again, but comes to nothing. This time India have a couple of options. Can they get out of that gap? They can, with the help of the umpires. Manjit Kaur looking for options and really not many presenting themselves. And it'll come back to Deepika again. And that's a great ball down the right. As India can attack with 4 players now approaching the D. But it's a weak pass in the end that allows an easy interception for the US. They come away with it with Gonzalez on the left flank. Bit more there on your screen, just taking a break as Katie O'Donnell comes back on for the US. And now it's the US's turn to build from the back again. Reinprecht now on the ball. Good ball forward, and O'Donnell uses the initiative to move into space. Katie Reinprecht unable to capitalise that. A good bit of initiative from O'Donnell. Saw the loose ball and pounced on it. And as always, it's Deepika out to that right-hand side. Long, raking crossfield ball. It's another good pass. Leila Mamins in the corner. Looking for a breakthrough for India. Can they grab a goal before half-time? Just under 3 minutes to go. The answer on this occasion is no. As you see Kathleen Sharkey on your screen. Deepika now, again, to the captain, Ritu Rani. Looking down this left-hand side for Navneet Kaur, and back to Rani. Just looking for that yard of space to get the ball inside. Does so, but Kaur can't control it. And that'll be a card. And it's Navneet Kaur off to the sin bin for a couple of minutes to see out the remainder of the first half. Stephen just not retreating quickly enough and quite cynical, really.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it earlier that India got pinged for this but didn't get a card against them, and so it's obviously the umpires have had enough at this point and have set a standard that it won't be tolerated anymore.
Deepika showing some good skills there to evade Sharkey, but it was an isolated effort. Now Emily Wald has space in the middle and can find Gonzalez on the right. Gonzalez just unable to tuck that ball through to Katie O'Donnell. O'Donnell's not likely to give up, but that's composed defending there at the back from India. They've given the ball away here though, and the umpires will pull Katie O'Donnell back and ask her to take that from the correct position, which she does, and finds Sharkey. And again, Sharkey looking for that space along the baseline. And India defend it well. And if she's quick, Deepika will be able to clear, using the help there of Monica. Now, as I've said, about half the players on the pitch were within about a 5-metre radius of her there.
Yeah, but again, their baseline defence from India is particularly impressive. They're protecting their feet well, and the evidence of that is that they haven't given away a single corner in this first half, despite USA having plenty of opportunities to maybe pick out a foot and take the corner route to try and break the deadlock.
Deepika down the touchline. Reinprecht can only deflect it out of play. And Deepika will come down to retain possession for India. Looking for a forceful ball in. Dawson wise to it. Plays the ball off to Sharkey. Sharkey can't control it, and Deepika can. And she finds Ritu Rani, who plays the ball forward to Chan Tokchom. Now in the D, and great tracking back there from the US. Good defending. And just snuffing out any opportunity that India might have of taking the lead at the end of that first half. A few chances, Stephen, a few highlights. I'm not sure what we'll show you when we come back from the break, but at half-time here in Glasgow at the International Hockey Centre, it's the USA 0, India 0.
The buzz is just unbelievable just now. It's back in my hometown in Trin. Everybody's talking about it, and just hopefully I can be part of that Scotland team. And if I am, it will be a memory I'll never forget.
Since joining Scottish Gymnastics, to compete at the Commonwealth Games, it's going to be my first Commonwealth Games, and no better place to do it than in our home country.
Commonwealth Games are really the only time you get to represent like Scotland on its own, and yeah, it's really special. It's like your own little family really when you're on the team. Go Scotland!
Do you know what? I don't think there'll be anything to beat it. You know, I competed at the London Olympics and that was really special, but Glasgow I think will just be something else. Go Scotland!
It's very important to have the backing of the community, the country and that. I'd like folk to get behind you and enjoy what you're doing and appreciate what you do, and that's what I hard work's for. Go Team Scotland!
I think it's really important that people back Team Scotland. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for everyone to come together and support the team.
There's obviously going to be a great buzz around the city, and we're really looking forward to having the spectators come out and see netball. Netball's not one of the most profile sports that we've got here, so we're really looking forward to seeing how we can really engage with the spectators and show what netball's all about. Go Scotland!
Oh, the support will be huge. If everyone turns up, it's going to be a great atmosphere. There's nothing better than playing on a badminton court with the whole crowd welcoming behind you. It's a really great feeling, and I really hope to experience it.
Being from Glasgow myself, nothing more that you want to do in your career. Homegrown, in your city, all your friends, family can all come and watch. There's nothing really more you want. Go Scotland!
Being in judo, it's an individual sport, but when you're in that fight and if you're down the score, if you just need that extra lift. With Glasgow 2014 coming up and the massive Scottish team that we're going to have in Glasgow, it feels like a family. Go Scotland!
It's a huge honour and it's a pinnacle of anyone's career. I was fortunate enough to play back in Melbourne a few years ago now, where the whole experience was incredible. I'm sure that Glasgow can look to emulate that.
The atmosphere in Delhi was great, even when we're halfway across the world. So to imagine what it's going to be like in Glasgow when we're in front of a home crowd, it's going to be twice as good. Go Scotland!
This will be my first games and it'll be a home game, so for me it's, as much as it's a cliche, it will be a dream come true, and just to have that support and to have my family and friends support me at home games, it means everything to me. Go Scotland!
Every country has its moment. It's time to shine.
When the universe conspires, planets align.
Scotland invites you, our stage is set.
For one brilliant year we'll never forget.
A homecoming to celebrate all that we are. Countless events, parties near and far.
We welcome the world to come and to share, so you too can say, yes, I was there.
Welcome back to the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow. We're just one half of hockey away from the end of the day. And at half-time it is United States 0, India 0. Before we go on to looking at the panoply of highlights from the first half, let's just remind ourselves of the other results that have taken place earlier on today. So the day started with Korea against Ireland. Korea, of course, top of Pool A. Ireland third in Pool bottom, I should say, of Pool B. But what a result for the Irish! 2-1 against Korea. Many people's tournament favourites, and certainly the highest ranked of the teams that are here this week. But the Irish pulled off a magnificent result, which their coach described as the best of his career, and for him and for the team, can only hope that that takes them through the next few days in what has become a very open tournament. The second quarter final was a win on penalties for Spain over much fancied Belgium. Belgium that defeated this evening's team India by 5 goals last night here in Glasgow. It was quite the one-sided affair, and Belgium particularly, I have to say, Stephen Finlater is still with me. I don't know if you saw the Belgium-India game last night, but from back to front, Belgium were outstanding, and I know that the commentary team here had a real struggle picking a player of the match from that game. There were so many to choose from. And then, of course, we had the hosts Scotland just narrowly missing out to South Africa. 2-1 the final score in the third of the quarter-finals. So South Africa will go on to play Ireland in the semi-final, and the winner, if we can find a winner from this evening's match, will go on to play Spain in the other semi-final, and those semi-finals take place on Saturday. So as I said, 0-0 here between the United States and India. Plenty to show you from the first half. Let's start with what I'm told is the only shot on target from the first half, and we'll see how many times we can show you that before we get to the end of the half-time break. Stephen, talk us through this one chance that we have for the US.
Yeah, well, it was a really nice move. Michelle Vitisse first went down the left-hand side, found herself going down a dark alleyway, so she decided to turn out, laid it off to Emily Wold, and then picked out Kelsey Kolajczyk on the right-hand side of the circle. I mean, it was nice, crisp passing. They managed to, open up a free shooting shot, and she just was unlucky that she caught her shot quite well, but just straight at the goalkeeper, Savita. And, handy enough save in the end, but... yeah, I mean, the US probably had, the couple of chances that came in the first half. Jill Whitmer just wasn't able to get enough on one of her deflected chances from a long ball through. Whereas India, their best chances from penalty corner, while Vandana Kataria also had a brief opening when she's going down the left-hand side, but opted not to pull the trigger and decided to turn back into the defender. But like you say, that's probably about the sum of it. It
is about the sum of it. In fairness to the US, they did have a couple of chances. Sharkey had a rather wild shot that went over, but the ball across the D there, arguably the best pass of the match so far, I would have said. For either team, I would have said.
Yeah, well, I think you're struggling when you start talking about the pass that went over the end line as one of the highlights.
I've always thought of myself in any sport I've played as a playmaker. I often feel the player who provides the assist doesn't get the credit they deserve sometimes. So, from my own personal point of view, I'll focus on the pass that could have created the goal.
Yep.
After yesterday's game between Korea and Scotland, Linda Clement, who won Player of the Match, said in the post-match interview, "I only provided the final touch. All the hard work went in before the ball came to me." And I think there's a point to be made there. Certainly need to be a lot more hard work in the build-up if either of these teams are going to break the deadlock. Of course, a reminder that if the match is tied at the end, it will go to running penalties. We've already seen a penalty shootout today between Belgium and Spain. That finished in Spain's favour. But the night is drawing in here in Glasgow. The floodlights become brighter against the ominous Glasgow sky. It's a very chilly night here in Glasgow as well. Somebody told us a couple of days ago that summer was on the way. Stephen, I fear you might have brought winter across the Irish Sea with you.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. It was. I think we had our couple of days of summer on Monday and Tuesday in there in Ireland, and I think they shut up shop for the summer now.
Blink and you'll miss it, folks. Blink and you'll miss it.
What I would say that about this tie, though, I mean, the fact that it's still 0-0, we were predicting a bit of a landslide for the US, and certainly in the early stages they had a huge amount of pressure. I mean, it's probably, you know, it's good that we still have a contest at this stage, that India has defended, you know, fairly nice and deep, and the Deepika left back has been particularly good, and you know, they've managed to give themselves a bit of a chance of actually getting through to the semi-finals.
Just 30 seconds before the pushback, the USA will be getting us started in the second half, going from right to left. You have to say on that point that Neil Hoggood, the Indian coach, will certainly be the happier of the two coaches at that halftime interval.
Yeah, I mean, I'd assume that after letting in 13 goals in 3 games, he came with a much more defensive mindset than he did in the group stages, where he probably was testing attacking formations. And so, you know, the fact he's got 0-0 against a side that scored plenty of goals in the group stages.
Well, it's India that have the first break, and it's Kataria with the shot. Oh, it's a fantastic shot, and an equally good save there by the US goalkeeper. I think it's Jackie Kintzer that's in goals at the moment. Let's have a look at that again, Stephen.
Yeah, this is a little bit akin to the chance she had in the first half. She got plenty of space on the left-hand side of the circle. This time she pulls the trigger, throws a good save from Kintzer. You know, she does have a reverse stick shot, so why not pull the trigger? And it's probably their first shot in anger so far in the game, other than their corner.
Deepika just lifting the ball dangerously in the mind of the umpire, and the US have a chance to mount their first attack of the half. It's Kovacevic down that right-hand side for the US. Looking to find the spaces. And Reinprecht now bring the ball back out to Dawson. Dawson goes round the back again, but just slips at the crucial moment. Comes off the Indian player last, so it'll be off the United States, and Selensky now on the edge of the D, back to Dawson. Dawson looking to drive the ball into the D, and Reinprecht picks it up with a chance to play it across. And in the middle, Kovacevic looking for the ball, and the United States earn themselves a short corner.
Yeah, first of the game for them. They've done well to manufacture a corner out of this. It's a bit of pinball in the circle, where it's always dangerous with sticks flailing about. It's KG Reinprecht with the cross there, and I assuming that it must have come up. Must have been in the second phase where the foul actually occurred. Ritu Rani with the foul on Selensky.
So Selensky with the injection for the US. And it's Caroline Nichols with the shot.
Yeah, it's a corner they used quite a bit early in the competition. It drew a bit of fruit in their last game, where Nichols first of all got a direct shot straight in, and then the next one got a deflection from Katie O'Donnell. So obviously they were going to use that one first up, but the goalkeeper Savita was equal to it. Fairly comfortable save.
Selensky looking for a card to be issued there by our umpire. Not something we particularly like to see in any sport. Selensky now looking again for the opportunity to drive the ball in. Flick off Valgovsky's stick.
Yeah, once
goes
again,
harmlessly wide.
Nichols gone to the stick side, which is the one that she went to before. But India had it well stacked there. They had goalkeeper there, and also Sunita Lakra on the right-hand post. So that I think that they had that one well defended. There wasn't too much room to fire that one in.
It's Deepika again. The outlet for India down this right-hand side, and that's a good tackle. Finds Kataria, and Kataria with an excellent ball into the middle, and Ritu Rani slaps her head in frustration there. She knows that was the wrong ball. It was a good opportunity for India. She has the ball back now. Chance to make amends, lays it off to Deepika. Deepika back to Ritu Rani down the right, miscontrols it. But it takes a deflection off the US leg, and Deepika can reset now for India and assess her options. Drives the ball towards the D. cleanly defended by Dawson and sets up an excellent break for the US now, and it's Reinprecht with good skills around the marker and then just crowded out by the Indian defenders, tracking back there with purpose. And now Kolachechik down the right hand side, all the way to the baseline, protects the ball, gets it into the D.
Impressed by the covering of the Indian defence there. I mean, Katie Reinprecht looked like she had a sniff of space, and suddenly she was surrounded by 7 players. Okay, they gave away the free, but then they managed to get all the players behind the ball, and yeah, pretty much snuffed out the second phase attack from the US.
Yes, I think that's what they call taking one for the team. Anyway, Sharkey now with the opportunity to come into the middle, and a chance for the US. Snuffed out though by Savita in goals, quickly off her line to kick that ball away. Good goalkeeping. Sharkey has the ball again. She's going to be pulled back though by the umpire.
Yeah, she's just reversed the decision there for trying to take the free inside the 5-metre line, and so it's again a bit of a waste from the US. They had a good field position, and they've given it away very cheaply.
Riturani takes a break, and Yandala's on now for India. India have given the ball away, and Wittmer now has the chance in, and a good shot. Oh, great reverse stick shot there by Sharkey, and I think the last deflection was possibly off an American stick as it went wide. Let's have a look again.
Yeah, it's a great.
Dawson just diving in there.
Yeah, it was just unlucky from Dawson that she couldn't get more on that. She did all the right things. She slid in. She took a gamble that the ball was going to come across there, but just couldn't connect. If the ball was maybe flat, she might have had a better chance. But yeah, it was a good move by the States. Wittmer again is central to a lot of things, and her pace in the attack. She picked out Sharkey, and yeah, it's not a bad option from Sharkey to go across the goal for the potential of a player diving in.
Definitely the best opportunity of the game for the States. As Katie O'Donnell comes on and Wittmer takes a break. Vitesse doing star jumps on the line in front of us at the moment to try and keep warm in this bitterly cold Glasgow evening as she awaits her opportunity. US inside their own 23, looking to bring it away. Initially losing possession. Got the free hit though, and Sharkey now has the chance to run down this right-hand side all the way to the baseline. Drives into the circle, looks to just cut it back. Again though, good baseline defending from India. But Yandala runs into trouble. She can turn it back. The ball down the touchline, unlikely to find Chanchan Tokcham. India no particular hurry to take this. Huge yawning gap in midfield for India with the back three of inside their own half and virtually everybody else inside the United States 23, and that centre quarter of the pitch completely vacated by India there. Draws the long pass into the D, but came to nothing, and the USA now with the opportunity to come out. Falgowski just miscontrolling. Falgowski, I should say.
Falgowski is what I've been told.
My apologies for any mispronunciations over the course of the match. We do our best, and we do rely on our followers on YouTube to correct us when we're wrong. Here's Nehu Goyal now for India. Turns away from a marker well, still has it in midfield. Now can she release it and keep possession? Sharkey shouting for third-party obstruction there, not given, and India retain possession in the midfield. And now it's Poonam Rani into the middle. And some space now for Kataria. Can she turn? Good strength there from Crandall at the back for the United States.
Yeah, vastly experienced Lauren Crandall, but
USA still inside their own D, but looking now for the outlet from Vitesse, who's on. Decision goes against her, and the short corner given, and Crandall and Vitesse distraught at that decision. I didn't touch it, she said. What was your interpretation of that, Stephen?
Well, she was certainly in the way of Namita taking a quick free, and while she's kind of casually running away from it, you know, it's borderline whether there's that much intent there. But yeah, obviously the umpire thought there's definitely enough there, so it's a corner.
Yes,
and
she has a
chance.
slightly sly look behind her just to check she's not running away too quickly. I think we can give the benefit of the doubt to the umpire there. So decision goes India's way, and India have the short corner. Chance of the flick, and a scramble on the goal line, and it's come off an Indian leg last, and the United States escape. Let's take another look at that when we get an opportunity. Here it is.
It's an incredible chance there. It's a very slickly worked corner. They haven't put any great pace on it, but they've ended up with pretty much an open goal chance, which for I believe is Sundray and Dela. But yeah, the keeper's got it, because she didn't put enough pace on it. Keeper Kinser has got across brilliantly to smother that chance.
This might be
There
a
you
better
go.
angle. It's a great save.
It's a brilliant save, and then she's also managed to get the follow-up and poke it into the other player's knee.
Meanwhile, at the other end of the pitch, the United States have the ball with Katie O'Donnell, and into Vitesse. Vitesse back to sideline, such purpose in her running there, determined to get on with this quickly. She wants this win. Again, the US just unable to make anything of that opportunity. Here's Lalima now. Finds Kataria in the middle. She'll get the decision. And Namita Topo, able to drive it into the deep, but it goes wide. We've had a couple of tweets in. Alexis A, wherever you're watching from, this pitch looks kind of small. Well, I can assure you it's not.
Maybe that's more of a statement just on the way that the game is going, that it's got very condensed, given the way the game has gone.
So the USA now again down the left with Jill Wittmer. And inside to Selensky. Good skills from Selensky. Creates a bit of space. Goes for the shot. She will win the short corner. Good play by Selensky there, Stephen.
Yeah, good battling, and you tend to get the breaks in the circle, you know, when there's a ricochet off a good defensive block. I mean, it's a bit unfortunate by the second defender, but they do turn their back, and it just bounces onto her foot at snail's pace, pretty much. It's a bit of a sickener, that one.
It is a little bit. Namita Topo just turning her back on the ball, and I think expecting a cleaner shot, and by the time she turned back, the ball was off her heel. So that gives the USA the short corner. Let's see if they can make more of this. Selensky again. Sets herself. And the whistle is blown. And
it looks like Namita is going to be sent to the halfway line for breaking the line, and
so.
so India will be down to 3 players, I think, in the goal. It looks like.
No, she's gone. No, now she's being moved. Yes. So Namita Topo's minute on the pitch goes from bad to worse. She retreats to the halfway line, and now only 3 Indian defenders on the line. So Selensky with another opportunity. Oh, and that's miscontrolled at the top of the D. Gonzalez, though, has the shot. And it's deflected wide this time off a USA foot. Off Jill Wittmer's foot. And India survive.
Yeah, it's always panic stations when you lose the full complement of players in defensive situation, and the US, you know, they had an overload there of about 4 or 5 players. They didn't really use it, obviously, because they didn't stop the ball at the corner, and so it's a huge chance spurned.
I misinformed you there. It wasn't Jill Wittmer's foot. It was Katie Reinprecht's, as you could see from her rather acrobatic attempts to get out the way. Falgowski now. Falgowski, I should say. That one's going to get me for the rest of the game, Stephen. I'll get there eventually. I've got 20 minutes and 40 seconds to get it right. Cheap turnover there, and India have the chance to break. It's 3-on-3, and it's Rita Rani to Kataria. Kataria will look back across to this right-hand side, but as in the first half, just with options in front of her, hesitates, and the spaces just close up. Deepika with a clever bit of skill there, trying to evade Sharkey. Sharkey comes back and recovers well, though. A couple of sharp blasts to the whistle from our umpire. The umpires today, Amber Church from New Zealand, who's at the far left end of the pitch, and Hong Chen from China, down on this right-hand corner, down to the right of the commentary and camera positions. Jerry Hamill tweets us, this should be good. Hope you're enjoying it, Jerry. Good ball into the top of the D there from India. And Fargowski just dwelling on the ball at the top of the D, is dispossessed, and India now have the chance to put it back in. That's too high. And the USA will come away. Take another look through the Twitter feed. USA Field Hockey have been on a lot over the course of this tournament, supporting their team. It's good to see them on again. And they had a good tweet at the start of the game. A chilly pitch here in Glasgow, they say. Well, I suspect whoever's running their Twitter feed must be here, here with us, because it's certainly that. Some reaction to South Africa's win over Scotland earlier today from Marsha Maresca, now Marsha Cox, of course. Great team effort this evening. 1-2-1 securing our spot in the semis on Saturday. Thanks for all the support. And she's posted a picture with that of the South African squad with all the coaches, and the South Africans were certainly delighted with their effort today. And it was a great team effort, particularly defensively from the South Africans, soaking up a lot of Scottish pressure throughout that game, Stephen. Here's the USA though, with a chance that's going to go wide.
Yeah, I think they played a very smart game, South Africa, in that quarter-final. They sat quite deep, and then they invited a lot of pressure, but I don't think Scotland had a huge amount of clear-cut chances, whereas the likes of Sulette Damons, Bernie Costin and a few others, and especially Shelley Russell, they had a huge amount of pace, which would use the extra space from sitting deep. And so I think they played a very smart game today to outdo Scotland's side.
Always, every time I've had the opportunity to watch South Africa a number of times over the last few years, but we'll just pause that thought for the moment as Rita Rani looks for the ball into the D. Looking for Navneet Kaur, but it was an inaccurate ball, and instead it goes harmlessly back to the US. Now Rita Rani looking for Chanshan Tokchum down this right-hand side. Here she is now. USA player still on her knees, struggling in the corner. I can't quite see who that is at the moment. We'll find out in a second. As India look for a space and a chance now actually for the USA to break. And it's Sharkey on the ball on the right-hand side, looking for the ball down the line. Cut out initially, but now O'Donnell has the chance to attack. Gets the return ball from Ryan Precht. And muscled off the ball as she ran towards the D. So USA will get the ball. There's a chance of a shot. Oh, just over the bar.
Yeah, a bit of a looping shot there from Sharkey, but she created the space well. Again, I think there's a couple of times that she's moved onto her left with a kind of a turn behind the back. And yeah, just going back to the initial incident there where Katie O'Donnell was taken out of it, I do feel that there might have been an opportunity for a bit of advantage. It looked like Emily Wald was through and might have had a bit of an opportunity. Might have been worth waiting just a couple of seconds.
I'd agree with that, Stephen. More good play from Sharkey, though. She's tenacious. Oof. Rather clumsy trip there by... I felt it was a clumsy trip by Dawson. Perhaps not.
I think she's been done for the ball coming high in the middle of her tackle was the key thing there that caused the free.
India with the ball, and again it's Kataria looking for the opportunity. First time ball by Topo, doesn't find its target. And the USA will be able to take the aerial route from Crandall. And I did say when we couldn't identify something on the screen, our friends on Twitter and YouTube would help us out with the correct information. It was Caroline Nichols limping. So, Revo Field Hockey, thank you very much. The commentary position here at the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow can occasionally become obscured by the camera operators to our right, so if we miss things that happen down in this bottom right-hand corner of the screen, that's the reason. Our cameraman, Andrew Jess, is a fairly small man by all accounts, but so cold is it here in Glasgow, he's got about 15 layers on, he's twice his normal size. And we're just struggling to see past him. So, India with Deepika, as always. As the US substitutes line up, looking for the opportunity. Looking for their opportunity. And
as time has gone on out here, I think it's India who are very much forcing the issue. They're on the attack once again. They certainly weathered whatever storm there was in the first half, and they have some good opportunities on the counter-attack to test this US side.
Deepika now with the ball, unable to play the desired pass, and the USA just waits. Dawson just waits for everybody to get back into position. And now the ball down the left, down the right rather, finds Selensky. It was good control initially by Selensky. Chance now for the USA through Kolachechik, I should say. And the USA have a short corner despite the protestations of India. Let's take a look at that again, Stephen.
Yeah, I think it's given for deliberately over the end line. Katie O'Donnell was certainly hounding Deepika there, and well, it may not look the most deliberate of things, and she may also claim that she got a little bit of a nudge in the back. It didn't look great that she was facing the end line and just fired it over.
So the flick, and finally a goal for the United States. The breakthrough with 11 minutes left on the clock, and the United States finally have the lead, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, they've gone for the right post, whereas they've gone for the left post on most of the other occasions that they've had corners that I've seen in this tournament. Dawson it is who moves it to the right, and then it looks like it might be gone a little bit wide, but Monica can't get enough on it, and she gets she looks like she's standing actually outside the post there, and she might be the one who gets the
let's take a look at it from behind.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
a little deflection off Monica. Definitely a goal-bound shot there, though, from Dawson.
Yeah, she's certainly got enough power on it, and once you get the power on there, a little bit of elevation, it's going to cause havoc.
So we have a breakthrough in this game, and the USA in the lead. And now some great... I was going to say some great running on the edge of the D there. Vitesse with the shot in, just lifted too high there, Stephen.
Yeah, I think India were would have been felt harshly done by if that had gone in. I think the umpire on the near side, the Chinese umpire Hong Chen, was waving for that to be given as a free out, but play went on. And
so now a huge opportunity for the US. Oh my word! Oh my word! Zelensky with two attempts at that for the US. I don't know if we can see that again, but quite incredible. Given away so cheaply, opportunity to shoot first time, not taken. Has another swipe at it and another swipe at it. Yeah. And then raises her eyes to the heavens in despair. What an opportunity for the United States that was after some really sloppy defending by India.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a chance to kill off the game. I mean, they haven't been hugely, a huge amount of open chances like that one. That was definitely one of the pick of them. She's, literally only about 6 yards from goal. I mean, anything that's just out of reach of the keeper is going to go in. But, yeah, 2 fresh airs is it's a bit of a disaster.
The test there with a good ball across the top of the D, but Lulima able to take her time and clear, but the USA have it back. And a chance possibly there for Jill Wittmer. Indians recover their poise, and the USA have to start again. Stephanie Fee looking to drill the ball into the D, takes a big deflection off the stick of the Indian defender. And the USA back in with a big shot by Stephanie Fee there from the edge of the D. High and looping, deflection over the bar. And the test now on this left-hand side with the ball again for the USA. Back to Falgowski. Falgowski did it again. And again, Falgowski with a shot.
Since the goal, India have looked dead on their feet. They haven't summoned, the big effort that they need to make themselves, put themselves into any sort of position.
Wonder if the goal has just lifted the US and they've got another chance. Oh, and that was a real opportunity over on this left-hand side. For Katie O'Donnell, who does her best to recover from that slip. Yawning goal in front of her now. Can the USA make up for that? It's Vitesse and to O'Donnell and into the middle. Well defended there by Navneet Kaur. And eventually cleared, but yes, India look a little ragged at the back now. Last-ditch defending. Vitesse has her ears pricked back at the moment. And she finds Falgowski on the edge of the D. Falgowski looking for the ball across the D rather than shooting on that occasion. Unable to find it, and a little space now for Kataria on the left-hand side. Lays the ball back to Yandala. And Yandala carelessly gives the ball away without looking, and O'Donnell has the chance possibly to pick her pass. Good dribbling skills, tries a little reverse stick. Release ball through, it doesn't come off.
Yeah, it's definitely the right move that she's going for. A little flip over the stick there, and then basically they had one-on-one with the goalkeeper, not to be.
Kataria in a fight with Reinprecht. Reinprecht gets a finger wagging from the umpire as Craig Parnham looks on in the sidelines. India now with just 6 minutes left in the half. Manjit Kaur up the line, and Kataria manages to keep possession. She'll look for Rita Rani. Rita Rani running across field. Looks just to lift the ball back into Poonam Rani, but nothing doing for India. And the USA come away on the right-hand side. And the ball's played up to Sharkey, and Sharkey tries a little reverse pass into Selensky. Selensky just muscled off the ball on the right-hand side, but she still has play and can play it back to Gonzalez into the D, and possibly another chance for the US here with Falkowski fighting hard for it with Reinprecht in the D. Comes back out, still with the US, and Gonzalez again. Slip on the far side there by Reinprecht. The ball coming off the Indian player last. And that's good defending by Topo there, Namita Topo. Can she find a way out? Here's the ball back to Goyal and back to Topo, and it goes back out, and it'll be an American ball. And the States come back again, and this time Selensky with the reverse stick shot. Doesn't quite make the contact she was looking for, but the USA still have the ball. That's that time off the foot of Falkowski, and India looking to break now down the right-hand side. It's a really slack pass again, and Lalima does well to retain possession for India. She's looking down the right for Chanchan Tokchom. Crandall just unfortunately getting the ball caught in her feet.
It's an amazing thing. Normally, when sides go down, basically in the fourth quarter of a game, it's normally the side that goes behind that takes the initiative. But USA have certainly played a very smart game since they've actually gone one ahead. They've camped themselves in the 25. That being the first attack India have had, maybe in about 6 or 7 minutes.
Deepika rather unfortunately clubbing herself in the head there with that ball, but the decision went away because Sharkey wasn't the required distance away from her as she received that aerial ball, and it gave Deepika the chance to go down the right-hand side for India, but her cross into the centre comes to nothing, and Crandall comes away. Another good pass from Crandall to Gonzalez, and Gonzalez looking for Selensky down the right-hand side, can't find her, and India have the ball back again. Bit of space opening up now again on this right-hand side for India, and it'll be Deepika again that India look to do something with the ball. Tries to be a bit too clever, and then Sharkey returns the favour. Deepika can find Manjit Kaur. Oh, but Dawson, a rather theatrical tumble there from Dawson. Something possibly more akin to a Spanish football ground than a Glasgow hockey field. And she's looking to see how that decision went against her. Doesn't look too happy. Let's have a look at that again. Yeah, she definitely gets the shoulder there, Stephen.
Yeah, bizarrely enough though, and Manjit Kaur also got a card for that tackle. So I mean, it wasn't much of an advantage, to be honest. The ball just dribbling over the sideline after she'd taken a fairly hefty blow.
Yes, indeed. Manjit Kaur on the in the sin bin for the next couple of minutes. And a chance possibly there for India, and in fact push in the back, and I'm not sure that Lauren Crandall can quite believe that decision. There's Manjit Kaur paying her penance. Let's take a look at this short corner decision again. And I think it's Dawson penalised for the shove in the back there on Chanchan Tokchom.
I mean, my gut feeling on that is that it was a bit mild, that she wasn't particularly pushing her, and the Indian player wasn't particularly close to the ball.
Ritu Rani with the injection, chance for India. What a strike! Oh, it's not given.
Yeah, that one's gone far too high.
For a shot
from the first hit, and yeah, it's good drama though.
Yes. A wild hit, but the US, the game opening up now, and Selena Page can drive towards the D. It's a really good tackle there from Sunita Lakra just to stop her in her tracks. And Selensky looking to play the ball into the D. She finds Jill Wittmer. Wittmer back across goal, but it goes to nothing. Yeah, we can take a look at that short corner again there, Stephen. if the director will allow us. The ball comes back from Rita Irani there on the injection.
Yeah, she has plenty of time. I mean, the Americans didn't put a huge amount of pressure on. They sat very much in a box defence in front of the
I think
goalkeeper.
I think she's looking to keep that ball on the deck, but and here comes Lalima actually on the left. Flicks the ball back in, but that's too high. I think she's looking to keep the ball on the deck, but it's actually run just a little bit out of her reach. She's leaning back on it and overstretching, and obviously the ball goes high up.
Yeah, the accuracy, the weight of the roll into the circle basically left her short and having to take a second touch rather than being able to hit it first time.
Chance though for India, and with only 26 seconds to go. We've had a tweet from Natalie Ashman who says that Rachel Dawson is anything but theatrical. Well, I apologise, Natalie, if you felt I was slightly harsh there. But it matters not. The hooter goes for the end of this quarter-final match. Certainly a far more exciting second half than it was at first half. Much more space. Craig Parnham shakes hands with his counterpart in the Indian camp. Not perhaps the result we were expecting, Stephen, but nonetheless a job done for the United States.
Yeah, I mean, they're going for a victory in this competition, having reached the final a couple of times before, and so I suppose they're through to their third successive semi-finals, which I suppose is job done. Yeah, I mean, it certainly was a hell of a lot harder. I don't think that anyone envisaged this to actually be that close after the way the pools panned out. But yeah, they USA stuck with it, and eventually they took the one chance that came their way.
So if I could push you, I haven't asked you before, but if I could push you for a player of the match, Stephen, who would it be?
I think there's it's probably primarily the defensive players, but say for Deepika for India is probably their key player at the left back zone. But I'd say for America probably Rachel Dawson. She put in a huge amount of tackles and basically organised that back four particularly well, sitting just in front of the sweeper Lauren Crandall.
So the anything but theatrical Rachel Dawson is our player of the match, as the strains of Neil Diamond's America ring out around this fast deserting International Hockey Centre here in Glasgow. Let's just take a quick look at the replay from the second half. Confirmation there of the final score. Dawson with the goal in the 59th minute, and the United States winning 1-0. They're very fond of loud music here, Stephen, as you'll gather from today's action.
Yeah, if you're going to play it, you better play it loud. I particularly enjoyed a bit of Kashmir before the game. That was
Led Zeppelin,
yeah.
Yes, always a fan of the Zeppelin. But you've got to be a fan of Neil Diamond right now. Let's take a look at that replay now of the goal. Talk us through the short corner.
Yeah, I mean, they'd struggled with a couple of early corners where they didn't get the stop perfectly right. Dawson this time got a nice setup that she was going to, to give herself the drag flick. And yeah, she got a requisite amount of power. Monica, she got a touch to it, but just couldn't keep it out. Thereafter, I think the US played particularly well to close out the win. I mean, India had, as always seems to happen, they got that one crucial corner, but Deepika, she's just got the 9-iron out and picked out that top corner beautifully, but unfortunately that's not going to be allowed.
Yeah, probably the best chance of the half for India. So that brings to a conclusion the games for today. The 4 quarter-finals are all complete, and we now know our lineup for the semi-finals. It will be Spain against the United States, Ireland against South Africa, a day's break for the women tomorrow, chance to recharge the batteries before we're back with those semi-finals on Saturday. There's the results, just confirmation of the earlier games. Ireland 2, Korea 1, Spain 3, Belgium 2 on penalties, South Africa 2, Scotland 1, and the United States 1, India 0. So Saturday's games line up as follows. At 9 o'clock we have Korea-Scotland, the first game of the day. Belgium will then take on the loser of this match, India. Ireland against South Africa is at 2 p.m. and then Spain against tonight's winners, the USA, at 4:15. And all those matches are UK time, I believe. There we go. That's our next coverage. Korea against Scotland, Saturday, 9 a.m. UK time. That's 8 a.m. GMT if you're watching anywhere else in Korea or otherwise. My thanks to all of you at home for your comments today, for keeping us right when we erred, and for offering us your opinions on today's match. We very much hope that you enjoyed the coverage. My thanks also to Stephen Finlater for his company over the last couple of hours of coverage, and we hope he'll be back with us on Saturday for semi-final action. The teams just completing their warm down, their post-match huddles. India with some thinking to do, but a definite improvement on their pool performances. The night sky is now black, and the floodlights here at the hockey centre, the brightest things for miles around. And with that image across the splendid venue, I shall leave you this evening. Tonight's final score, USA 1, India 0. We look forward to your company again on Saturday. But for me, Jack McGill, and everybody else here in Glasgow, have a very good night.
The best of Scotland is right on your doorstep this year. Hundreds of events are taking place across Scotland to celebrate Homecoming 2014. So you won't have to travel far to find them. Homecoming 2014, a year of brilliant moments right on your doorstep.